Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am not Amy Kokuza, as indicated in your order of service. We had switched some time ago, and it never got transmitted to the people who print the order of service. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Arlington. My name is Gail Curran, and I am pleased to serve on the Board of Trustees. Unitarian Universalism is a faith that believes great good comes from wide diversity. Here at UUCA, we strive to be a community that welcomes all, regardless of who you are, whom you love, whatever your background, abilities, or beliefs. We're very glad you're joining us this morning. Whether you're a longtime member like I am, a once-in-a-while attendee, or a visitor for the first time, you are welcome. What can I do about that? Do I need to stand closer? Okay. All right. Most of you heard about the Giving Tuesday campaign this week, and we want to announce that $5,000 were donated to go toward purchasing a new outdoor sign that'll make it easier for people to find us, and to improving the website. If you've already donated, thank you. If you have not, you can still contribute by indicating Giving Tuesday on a check or on any of the ways you can contribute online. This service will be a very special one as we acknowledge new members to UUCA. We wish them a hearty welcome and hope they will soon feel themselves to be an integral part of our beloved community. For those here in church today, and for those who may come after services, please take some time to shop at the Holiday Craft Fair held in the center and in the Fellowship Hall. You'll find an array of creative, useful, and beautiful things as gifts or for yourself. Participating artists donate a percentage of their sales to the work of UUCA, so you will also be supporting the church with each purchase. A couple of other announcements. Because the Fellowship Hall is busy with the craft fair, coffee will be served today down the hall to the right in the boardroom. Also, our former minister, Reverend Carlton Elliott Smith, will be in the volunteer room after the service. He'll be signing his new book, Try My Jesus, which is available for sale. It's wonderful to see him back among us. And one other announcement, here at UUCA on December 10th at 7:30 p.m., if you enjoyed the violin music this morning, the group led by our wonderful violinist will be presenting a holiday cheer concert along with a sing-along. Families and children are welcome. December 10th, 7:30. Welcome.
Look to the left, look to the right. Please rise and embody your spirit and take a moment to greet each other this morning. It is good to be here. Ooh, all that greeting. I know y'all like each other, but let's sit back down. If you're just coming in, come on in. It's good to see you too. This morning's call to worship was written by a colleague of mine, Reverend Daniel Cantor. I'm often drawn to the text, to the cadence, to the astonishing beauty in the words that my colleagues put together. Today we gather and we celebrate blessings, miracles, and wonder. To love life is to notice the wonder that abounds. To notice the wonder that abounds is to be grounded right here, right now. To be grounded right here, right now, is the beginning of finding the wonder in this life we have been given. Let us see the blessings that surround us. Let us notice the miracles, large and small. Today, right now, in this place, let us remember why we are here. Breathe in the security and the sanctity of this sacred space. Remember the experience of just being alive. Think about why you came here. Come, let us worship together. Let us join in community together. Let us experience the wonder and the blessings and the miracles of our lives together.
Good morning, everyone. We will light our candle of compassion. I was doing a meditation yesterday that asked us to consider that every person we meet has their own sorrows and losses and struggles, as well as their own hopes and joy. The thing that's big enough to hold all of that is compassion. We light this candle of compassion for those who face hard times in their lives today. Now we'll move on to light our chalice. We gather together as a community of memory and hope to celebrate life and its infinite possibilities for love. We light this chalice as a symbol of the light within every human heart. May our individual sparks meet and merge, bringing both light and warmth to the world. And now please join me in singing This Little Light of Mine, number 118 in your gray hymnal. This week, we light the Advent candle for love and the candle for hope. May love continue to light your pathway in this month filled with wonder, and may you find hope in your life, planted in many places like seeds waiting to bloom. Now please join me in singing verse 2 of the hymn, People Look East. The words are in your order of service.
So this morning, we get to do something that is super fun and really exciting. We get to welcome new members. When we welcome new members to our community, it is an act of courage, it is an act of bravery, and it is an act of love. As we welcome new members to this tribe, we want to be reminded that they're entering our collective with hope and possibility in their hearts. They are promising to participate in and to support the ministries of this church. Will our new members that are joining today please come forward to the chancel? I also invite Sarah Masters, our Director of Congregational Life, to join us here. Perfect. Allison.
Include Frank Brown, Gail Brown, Rachel Burnett, Barry Finkelstein, Roberta Finkelstein, and Casey Swanson.
What a good-looking group. New members. Today, each of you has chosen to embrace the spirit of love, welcome, and understanding that flows through this church community. It is my hope that UUCA becomes a beacon of light that illuminates your pathway, that you move through life knowing you belong here. We welcome you, each one of you, to this community, and we join you in this faith.
Ours is a free church. We have no creeds. Know that you are encouraged to bring your ideas and beliefs to this community to share with others. I invite you to join with us in the religious search for meaning and purpose in life, informed by our individual beliefs and the traditions of Unitarian Universalism.
Will the members of the congregation please rise and respond with the words that are printed in your order of service? Congregation, we welcome you as once we were welcomed ourselves. We seek to be open and inclusive and will respect your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision in times when it is easy and in times when it is difficult. New members together, please. And ladies, knowing that we may not always live up to our ideals, we ask that you recognize this community's humanity. And when we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship with us as we continue to carry the spirit of love. Congregation, we welcome you as equal members of this congregation, of this faith, and as partners on our shared spiritual journey. And the best part, with great joy, we welcome you as new members of our community. Will each of you, as you leave, please stop by and sign the book? We want your John Hancock, because that means you're ours. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Roberta. Thank you. So good that you joined. Great. You guys can sit back down.
Frank.
Appreciate it.
Let it shine, let it shine. Thank you, Sarah. will you all please join me in singing our young people out of the sanctuary this morning? Those words are in your order of service, too.
Today's reading is You Be Glad at That Star by Clark Dewey Wells. Several years ago, and shortly after twilight, our 3.5-year-old tried to gain his parents' attention to a brightly shining star in the eastern sky. We, his parents, were busy with time and schedules, the irritabilities of the day, and other worthy preoccupations. Yes, honey, we see the star. We clearly sent him the message, I'm busy, don't bother me. On hearing this, our young one launched himself through the porch door, fixed us with a fiery gaze, and said, You be glad at that star. I will never forget the incident or his perfect words. It was one of those rare moments when you get everything you need for the good of your soul. Reprimand, disclosure, and blessing. It was especially good for me, that surprising moment, because I am one of those people who responds automatically and negatively to the usual exhortations that I should pause and be more appreciative of life. Fortunately, that night I was caught grandly off guard by a 3.5-year-old who knew exactly what I needed and how important a brightly shining star truly was. Here ends the reading.
You be glad at that star. Let's take a breath in as we move into prayer and meditation. Let's breathe in and breathe out. And one more time, in and out. And let yourself be right here in this space with these people. And right here with you folks online, too. Today's prayer is because when I was looking for something, I couldn't find exactly what I was needing, so I'm using somebody else's words. And it's a very familiar prayer that's often used at Thanksgiving. This was written by Max Coots. It's a Thanksgiving prayer. Dear Lord, let us give thanks for a bounty of people, for children who are our second planting, and though they grow like weeds and the wind too soon blows them away, may they forgive us cultivation and fondly remember where their roots are planted. Let us be grateful for a bounty of friends with hearts and smiles as bright as blossoms. Let us be grateful for feisty friends who are tart and sharp as apples. Let us be grateful for those continuous, steady friends who, like scallions and cucumbers, keep reminding us that we have them in our lives. And crotchety friends, let us be grateful for them too, for as sour as rhubarb and as indestructible as a potato, they stay with us. Let us stay grateful for our handsome friends who are as gorgeous as a beautiful purple eggplant, as elegant as a row of corn. Let's be grateful for the other friends too, plain like cauliflower, simple like grapes, because cauliflower and grapes are good for you. Let us be grateful for our funny friends who are as silly as Brussels sprouts look and as amusing as Jerusalem artichoke's name. May we be grateful for our serious friends, as complex and as intricately layered as onions. We are grateful, for friends as unpretentious as cabbages, as subtle as summer squash, as persistent as the flavor of parsley, as delightful as the aroma of dill, as endless as the bounty of July zucchini. We are grateful for unpretentious friends like parsnips who can be counted on over and over and see you through the winter. We're grateful for old friends who nod like sunflowers in the evening time. We're grateful for our young friends who come on as fast and as furious as red radishes. We're grateful for our loving friends, too. Those who wind around us like tendrils and hold us when there's blight, when we are wilting, when we are withering from the heavy sun. And finally, O source of sources, let us be thankful and grateful for those friends who are now gone. For like gardens past that have already been harvested, those friends fed us with their lives in a time when we needed them, and we will be grateful to them forever after. For this beautiful bounty of people, we give thanks, and we are grateful. Amen.
Cántale tu compasión, sopla volar, sube en la mar, hasta moldear la justicia de la vida. Arrégame, libérame. Fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
When we give from the heart, it is also an expression of thankfulness for all that we have. Today, we will once again share the plate. 70% of the offering will be directed towards a specific cause, and 30% will be used to care for this congregation. Our offering is a concrete example of UUCA's desire to assist organizations and groups that live our values. In December, we'll donate 70% of our Sunday offering to AFAC, the Arlington Food Assistance Center. Since 1988, AFAC has remained dedicated to its simple but critical mission. They obtain and distribute groceries directly and free of charge to people living in Arlington, Virginia, who cannot afford to purchase enough food to meet their basic needs. AFAC is Arlington's primary food support provider to low-income individuals and families. Through centers around the county, AFAC provides food staples and protein-rich products to those in need. UUCA volunteers help distribute food to AFAC clients bi-monthly, typically serving anywhere from 100 to 200 Arlington families. They also assist with other activities, including food drives, sorting donations, and direct distribution. AFAC depends on the help of over 2,000 volunteers. Volunteers bag, distribute, drive, glean, grow, help in the office and warehouse, and organize and assist at special events. In any given year, volunteers donate over 50,000 hours to AFAC. That's $1,500,000 saved in staffing costs that they can use to feed our Arlington neighbors. While hunger might not seem to be an issue in a wealthy county like Arlington, the high cost of living combined with the current economic situation causes many families to struggle to make ends meet. Supplemental groceries from AFAC mean that families can remain in their homes, workers can stay on the job, children are ready to learn, and mothers and babies have the nutrition they need. Your support of AFAC will help their clients by allowing them to make other necessary purchases without sacrificing their health and nutrition needs. There are several ways to give. You can write a check to UUCA and put "Share the Plate" in the memo line and drop it in the plate. You can go to uucava.org and click Donate at the top right of the page, and we also welcome cash. Please give as generously as possible. We are grateful. Will the ushers please come forward to collect our offering?
In a time full of war, be peace. In a time full of doubt, just believe. Yeah, there ain't that much difference between you and me. In a time full of war, be peace. In a race that you can't win, just slow it down. Yeah, you only get one go around. 'Cause the finish line is 6 feet in the ground. In a race that you can't win, just slow it down.
Ushers, you can please come forward with the offering. And thank you so much to Sophia and Devin and the Sanctuary Singers for that beautiful music. We bless and receive these gifts, opening our hearts to true generosity. Talent or treasure, let us be grateful for our needs and the experience of vulnerability. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts to nurture this congregation. Thank you.
So quite often on Saturday, I'm in a Facebook group with other ministers called the Saturday Sermonizers. And we were Saturday sermonizing, and many of us were in pain and anguish because we were not ready for Sunday. And it was already past 7:45 at nighttime. And I was able to say to them that not only was I almost ready for Sunday, but I was looking forward to a violinist and a choir and our music director on piano. And all of them threw emoji tomatoes at me, which I took with pride because I knew that it was clean envy and it was okay. But we are blessed with music here. We are so blessed. Yeah. So take that, fellow sermonizers. Our reading this morning comes from a book called Amethyst Beach. It was written by Barbara Merritt. In the month that is ahead of us, we are often doing, giving, running, going, and we forget the value that we bring to the world. This is called It's Time Somebody Told You. Now, I'm not one for affirmations. Saying something doesn't necessarily make it so. But recently, a dear friend of mine read to me lines from an unknown author, and they affected me. Those lines went something like this. It's time somebody told you that you are lovely, good, and real, that your beauty can make hearts stand still. It's time somebody told you how much they love you and need you, and how your spirit helps set them free, how your eyes shine full of light. It's time somebody told you. As these words were read to me by my friend, I found a very complex internal process going on inside of me. I was touched, but I was also unnerved and a little bit sad that nobody had said these words to me when I was a child. But mostly, I became conscious of enormous resistance to hear them. Something in me wasn't ready to let those words in. It could be that I was not quite ready to hear so much positive feedback. Maybe it wasn't the right time for me to receive love and affection. But apparently, at least one person, my good friend, thought that now was a good time to attend to what is essential and what is life-giving. Often we are too busy, too distracted to listen to what our loved ones have to tell us. They offer us all kinds of radical and startling opinions about our place in the divine scheme of things. They lend messages to our ears that include things like this. It's time someone told you that with all your flaws and all your weaknesses, you are still an extraordinary person. You are worth knowing. No one, especially not God, or people who love you, no one expects you to live without making mistakes or occasionally stumbling. It's time you looked at your own life with more kindness, more gentleness, more self-mercy. It's time someone told you that you are not on this earth to impress anyone, to dazzle us with your success, to conquer every single obstacle with your overwhelming competence. or to offer one brilliant solution after another to the world. We are happy you are here with the rest of us struggling souls. We're all striving to be as faithful as we can be to the truth that we understand. It's time that someone told you to rest and that no more is required of you today. It's time someone told you that the work you do to increase your capacity to love and to pay attention is more important than anything else that you do. As you advance closer to what is ultimately true and life-giving, it's time someone told you what a blessing you are. It's time somebody told you how absolutely beautiful your laughter is and how much joy you bring into the world. Barbara goes on, maybe, just possibly, messages of love and acceptance have always been circulating in our midst. But the hard part is not seeking out these positive and creative affirmations only when we want to be reminded we are loved. They're there all the time. The hard part is stopping and taking them in. It's time someone told us all that we are valued and we are infinitely worthwhile. Most importantly, it's time we heard them and we believed it. It's time someone told you. Thank you, Sophia. So, y'all know what today is, right? December what? The first Sunday in? Yeah, so ready or not, here we go. 21 days is what my calendar is saying to me to make sure that I have bought everything, I have wrapped everything, I've sent every card I'm going to send, I've taken every picture that I want to send, I have taken anything that I want out of the attic and unwrapped it and put it on my tree. 21 days. Go! Right? It's a sprint. Nope. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. The words of the Grinch. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one knows quite the reason. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown, and the warm, lighted windows down in the town. He knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy and hanging one of those Who-ishes wreaths. They're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, I must find some way to keep Christmas from coming. For tomorrow I know all the Who girls and boys will wake bright and early, they'll rush for their toys, and then, oh, the noise. Oh, the noise, 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 noise. There's one thing I hate. All the noise, 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 noise. Y'all, ready or not, December is here, and it is a noisy, boisterous, loud, seemingly never-ending month. And personally, I love all of it. Every single bit of it. Every bell, every light, every paper chain, every piece of pie, all of it. But what I have learned is that to love it, I have to manage it. I have to take it in small bites. I have to see the blessings and the burdens along with the challenges and the beauty. This month is incredible. It contains World AIDS Day, Boxing Day, Hanukkah, winter solstice, Kwanzaa, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, lighting the Yule log. And who can possibly do all those things and do them well? Because we let our standards affect how we experience the month of December, don't we? The wouldas, the couldas, the shouldas. It's no wonder that we're feeling anxious and we're stressed out already. In the days between Thanksgiving and New Year's, we spend too much time with family or not enough time with them. We fill multiple caregiving roles. We handle personal and family illnesses. We deal with work demands. We struggle through expectations of what we should, could, would, want, hope we can do. Some of us are managing seasonal affective disorder. Some of us know we don't have enough money to do all the things that we want to do in December. And many of us tap into a cycle, a pretty Western cycle that includes overscheduling, overindulging, and overspending. As a result, in this period packed with expectations and filled with too much to do, we lose sight of the magic and the mystery. We miss the wonder and the blessings of the season. And that's when it's easy to start feeling grinchy, crispy, hard on yourself and the people around you. We can't do it all. So what can we do to do the things we decide to do better? This would be the self-help portion of the sermon. If you have a pen and some paper, you should take it out now. If not, you can go to the videotape because this is going to be on our website. What can you do, not just to survive December, but to thrive this month, right? Number one, reflect on what is important for you during the holidays, because everything is not as important as everything else. Personal example. Last year when it got to January, I was very upset I did not see the national Christmas tree lighting. I also did not see them light that amazing Christmas tree at the Capitol, which is actually bigger than the one that the Bidens lit. I was mad. In January, I was sad. I was mad. I couldn't believe I had moved back to this area and missed it. Today, on the 4th of December, both of those things have already happened, and I have been to both. Now, you can applaud. No, here's the thing. The only reason I've been to both is because I've been checking the calendar, the White House calendar online, since October to make sure I knew when they were going to light that damn tree. And once I had that one nailed down, then I found out about the one at the Capitol, and I put that one in my phone on the calendar. My point is this, guys, you can't do everything in December. What you can do is figure out what is most important, put it on your calendar, make a plan, make a schedule, and do those things. And in between those things, rest. Hydrate. Take care of each other. Use DoorDash if you know you have to cook for a big party. Make a plan to thrive, not just survive in December. Making a plan. well in advance means that in January, you will look back with the rosy glow of amazing holiday spirits. Second thing, communicate what you need. We hate to ask for help, right? We don't want anybody to think that we can't do it all, that we don't got it, that we're not ready. That's just silly. If you are having a party, you know the people coming to the party will say, what can I do to help? What can I bring? Nobody said you have to throw the party all by yourself. They used to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, buy all the wine, fix all the food, make the special cookies. Every time someone says, what can I do to help you? Give them something to do, guys. Part of the magic of December is doing for others too. Don't clean all the silver alone. Don't wash the china by yourself. Invite somebody over to do it with you, break out a bottle of wine, have some cheese nibbles on the side, and have a visit while you're getting ready for the party. Trust me, if one china goblet gets broken, it's okay. Let people in and let them help you, especially if you have specific needs and desires tied to one individual. When I decided I wanted to go see the Christmas trees being lit, I didn't try to convince my daughter to come with me to that. But when I bought tickets to the Nutcracker, I was like, yo, Duff, this is what time we're going and this is what day we're going, and please come and help me make my fantasy come true that we see the ballet together. Okay, Mom. What time? My point is this: plan. Tell people what you need. Set your expectations up to be achieved, not to be left behind and then you brood over them in January. Realize that December is a marathon, not a sprint. Between now and the 25th, there are too many things to do for any one person to accomplish. That's fine. When you go home today and you make your list, cut it in half. Today. Not in a week or so when you're like already behind and feel like you didn't do it and you wish you had and Mary's party's coming. Go home today and cut the list in half. And in the spaces you create, add stringing popcorn. Add the night you're going to watch It's a Wonderful Life, like all of it, not while you're trying to do 7 other things. Right? Actually sit together and wrap presents with someone you love that the present isn't for them. We have a month of blessings and miracles and wonder at our disposal. Take advantage of it. A few other quick things. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. If you do nothing else this month, walk and hydrate. If you forget to go to the gym, it's okay. Take a walk. Don't let yourself get dehydrated. It leads to grinchiness. And don't just hydrate with alcohol and with sugar-laden things. Okay? I don't have anything against good red wine. I enjoy an imperial stout more than most of you. I also have a glass of water every time I have something alcoholic. Okay? Walk and hydrate. 2 really simple things that will make an enormous difference in how you experience December. While I'm talking about alcohol, think about alcohol and how it matches or doesn't match with any medications you take. This is self-care 101. Prayer is good, but you got to pray and take your medicine. You can't take your medicine with scotch. Think. You have pills you have to take. You know they don't go well with alcohol. Think about when you're going to take them. Think about when you're going to have the glass of wine. This is part of that other one I said at the beginning, make a plan. We don't want to just get through December. We want to love what December brings to us. I've got one more on my list, and it might be the most important one of all. Manage your expectations and the expectations that you place on others. If you don't tell people what you want, you will not get it. I have seen more people around a Christmas tree in my large family who look disappointed when they open a package. That shouldn't look disappointed. Yes, you should be, joyful. People gave you stuff. That's a good thing. It's a lot better to open a box when it's something that you want. Tell people what you want. And if you feel like, oh, I don't want to tell them exactly, give them a choice. We have a tradition in our household that everybody makes a list of 5 things they would like for Christmas, and then we give it to the world. So then you get stuff that you want, and you feel good about it on Christmas morning. And you give stuff to people, and you see them wanting what they open. And yes, there are some surprises, and everything isn't on the list, but expectations need to be managed so there's joy and wonderment. That ends the self-help portion of the sermon. Manage expectations. Make a plan. Tell people what you need. Hydrate. Walk. Cut your to-do list in half. The goal is for you to get to January feeling good. Maybe a little bit refreshed. Certainly to feel like December was a heck of a ride and a damn good time. Take care of yourselves this month. A bit more about the Grinch. The Grinch stood there with his feet in the ice-cold snow, puzzling and puzzling. How could this Christmas have come? How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags. He puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. What if Christmas, he thought, was a little bit more? What if Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store? What if it really is entirely something different? This sermon started out to be about wonder and awe and blessings. This is the blessing part of the sermon. If you don't get a single present this year, you still are blessed. If you don't go to a single concert, your life is filled with blessings. If you manage to stay off of your Amazon app, it's an even bigger blessing, because it means you've managed your finances well too. What if Christmas, he thought, is something more? What if Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store? Our lives are filled with uncountable blessings. Blessings can be indescribable, they're sometimes amorphous, and quite often we feel like we don't quite know what a blessing is. And that's why it's tough to catalog or define them or to notice them. Sometimes, for many of us, the idea of a blessing sounds like it's an empty promise. So it's not surprising when we're skeptical, when you sit in a church and you listen to your minister say, oh, you are a blessing and there are blessings for you in the world. My colleague, Reverend Ellen Quadgrass, says this about blessings. Some blessings are meant to have a specific kind of impact in your life. Some are meant to make you rich. Some are hoping you'll have a long life. Some are hoping you are blessed with love. Some are so specific. I had a friend one time, she says, bless me with recovery because I lost my wallet, and she hoped I recovered that wallet that I left in the Starbucks bathroom. I did get the wallet back. The cash was gone, but the wallet came back to me. Think about everyday blessings that you can uncover that will renew and re-rich you. A frolicking puppy. I go to the dog park because I have a dog. I have a friend that goes to the dog park. She didn't even have a dog. Serious business. She just goes to watch the dogs. She said, I can sit at the dog park for half an hour. I leave, I'm a new human being. Just watching dogs frolic. Whatever the thing is that lights you up from the inside, please make sure you're doing it this month. Is it a fresh cranberry scone with the perfect cup of tea? Is it a beautiful violin solo like we heard this morning? Those are blessings. Find them, seek them out, bring them into the month of December, and let them carry on into the new year. Some blessings are a lot more concrete than others. The summer when I preached at the Chautauqua Institute, a member of the local UU congregation came up to me after the service. There was the usual line of people waiting to say a word or two to the minister and thank me for the sermon I delivered. This woman really wanted to talk to me. She took a seat in the pew and she waited until all of them were done. It was summer. I was hot. I had already unzipped my robe and was ready to go. And she came up to me and said to me, "You're a blessing to our faith." And I felt good. I said, "Thank you. You know, I know a little bit about blessings." She said, "What do you know about blessings?" I can tell you about blessings. It was warm. I was ready to leave. I thanked her and I said, "I appreciate you." She said, "Don't you want to know about my blessings?" And I realized I needed to sit down in the pew with her for a moment. Something in her question held me hostage. I motioned to the pew. We sat down together. I unzipped and then took off my robe. She was waiting. I said, "Okay, tell me about the blessings." For the next 20 minutes or so, I heard story after story about the babies she had caught. She'd been a midwife for 40 plus years. She lost count of the number of babies she had brought into the world. I learned about fat, juicy babies, tiny premature babies, babies that emerged from the bodies of women over 40 who thought they would never become mothers, babies that bumbling, frightened new fathers didn't know how to hold and had upside down almost. My friend Marilyn, my new friend Marilyn, had held and rocked and welcomed over 1,000 real live blessings into the world. She asked me as we sat there in that pew, just two women sitting together, "Have you ever seen a baby come into the world?" And we joked, because we both were mothers, that the vantage point as a mother doesn't give you a great view of what's actually happening when a baby comes out of the chute. But have you seen one, Rev Carol, come into the world? And I told her, I watched my grandson join the human population. I was the second person in the world to hold his warm little body. "Ah," she said, "you know, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, I know." She said, "What do you know?" I said, "I know about the blessing." And then we sat, because there wasn't much more to say. Two women in the sun, in a pew, in upstate New York, thinking about catching babies. Blessings are in your life every single day. Sometimes you have to seek them out. Sometimes you just have to open your eyes wider because they're right in front of you. When a blessing comes your way, catalog it. Take a mental picture. Go home and write it down in your journal, because blessings deserve to be remembered. In this month of December, when you're practicing self-care techniques that I already gave you, remember to count your blessings too. See the blessings. Lose the grinchiness. Hold on to December with your hands and mind and heart, and let it feed your spirit. May we be blessed, and may each one of you be a blessing to the world. Amen.
Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning.
Knowing the person to the left of you and the person to the right of you wants to be in December with you. Leave this place knowing every time you make a mistake, you get to begin again. Leave this place knowing, most importantly of all, as I always say to you, you are never on this journey alone, and this place is your sanctuary. Hold on to blessings. Remember the wonder and the magic. And have a beautiful, beautiful December. We are about to have some amazing music before we leave, so please be seated. Sophia has prepared something extraordinary for us to usher us into December.